Amiram Cooper, 84, murdered in captivity near Oz. One of the founders of kibbutz near Oz, Amiram was an accomplished economist, poet, and composer who published books and plays on politics and society. He was abducted from his home with his wife Nuri, who was later released after 17 days in captivity. They were held with 5 others underground in Khan Yunis. Months later, the IDF confirmed that Amiram was killed in Hamas captivity. Aryeh Zalmanovich, 85, murdered in captivity near Oz. Aryeh was a founding member of kibbutz near Oz and a beloved figure known for his knowledge of history, geography, and agriculture. Even in his 80s, he insisted on working the fields each morning. Hamas released a video of Aryeh in captivity, sparking deep concern for his well-being. He was later confirmed murdered, and his body remains held in Gaza. Asaf Hamami, 41, killed on duty near him. General Colonel Asaf Hamami was the commander of the Southern Brigade in the Gaza Division. He was killed in battle on October 7th, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. His death was confirmed 2 months later, and his body remains held in Gaza. He is officially recognized as a fallen soldier held by a terror group. Daniel Peretz, 22, killed on duty, Nahal Oz. Daniel was captured near kibbutz Nahal Oz during the October 7th attack. Originally from South Africa, he had made Aliyah with his family at age 13 and loved extreme sports. His absence was deeply felt at his brother's wedding 10 days later, as the family struggled to celebrate amid grief. The IDF later confirmed his death based on verified intelligence. Dror Or, 48, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Dror was abducted from his home in Be'eri with his wife and children, several of whom were murdered or held hostage. A chef specializing in dairy cuisine, he was known for his warmth and creativity. His 3 children were eventually released from captivity in late November 2023. Kibbutz Be'eri confirmed that Dror was murdered on October 7th, and his body remains in Gaza. Eitan Levy, 53, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Eitan was missing from kibbutz Be'eri since October 7th and presumed kidnapped by Hamas. 2 months later, authorities announced that he had been murdered while in captivity. He was known for his generosity and love of community life. His body has not yet been returned to Israel. Eliyahu Margalit, 76, murdered in captivity near Oz. Eliyahu was kidnapped from his home in near Oz during the Hamas attack. A devoted farmer, he managed the kibbutz's cattle and horse stables for years. He was married to Daphne and had 3 children and 3 grandchildren. His daughter Neely was also kidnapped and later released from Gaza. Guy Luz, 23, murdered in captivity, Nova. Guy, a sound technician for the Band HaYehudim, was kidnapped from the Nova Festival. After being attacked on the road, he hid in a tree and spoke with his family one last time. He was later murdered after being denied medical care for his injuries. His family described him as a gentle, artistic soul full of life. Hadar Golden, 23, killed on duty, Rafah. Lieutenant Hadar Golden was killed and kidnapped in Gaza during Operation Protective Edge in 2014. Hamas violated a UN and US brokered ceasefire to ambush and abduct him. A talented artist and poet, Hadar was remembered for his compassion and leadership. His body remains in Hamas captivity. Imbar Hyman, 27, murdered in captivity, Nova. Imbar was kidnapped after fleeing the Nova Festival, captured near Be'eri by Hamas terrorists. 70 days later, her murder in captivity was confirmed. Her partner described her as a creative spirit who loved writing, painting, and photography. She was known for her adventurous and fearless nature. Itai Chen, 19, killed on duty, Nahal Oz. Itai was abducted from his military base during the Hamas attack. For months, his family campaigned tirelessly for his safe return. In March, it was confirmed that he had been killed, and his body remains held in Gaza. Itai was an athlete, traveler, and devoted middle brother to a close-knit family. Joshua Loitu Malel, 21, murdered in captivity, Nahal Oz. Joshua came from Tanzania to Israel for an agricultural internship just 3 weeks before October 7th. He was kidnapped and murdered by Hamas near Nahal Oz. His father described his excitement about the internship and his dedication to learning. The family continues to grieve deeply, remembering him as kind and ambitious. Lior Rudaev, 61, murdered in captivity near Yitzhak. Lior, a veteran ambulance driver and volunteer, fought courageously against terrorists invading near Yitzhak. He reported that he was injured and sent a final message of love before losing contact. His family said that the cup of coffee he prepared that morning is still waiting on the counter. His bravery and dedication made him a beloved figure in the kibbutz. Meni Gadad, 73, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Meni was murdered while defending kibbutz Be'eri, and his body was taken to Gaza. A former Hapoel Beersheva footballer and Hilton Beach lifeguard, he was admired for his strength and generosity. He was known as the salt of the earth, a man who always helped others. His legacy of courage will live on for generations. Mohammed al-Atrash, 40, murdered in captivity, Kholit. Mohammed, from the Bedouin community of Sawa, was abducted during the October 7th assault. A tracker in the IDF's Gaza division, he was a father of 13 and husband to 2 wives. His family endured months of uncertainty before learning of his death in captivity. Omer Nutra, 22, killed on duty near Oz. Captain Omer Nutra, a dual American-Israeli citizen, was killed by Hamas on October 7th. Initially believed kidnapped, his family led a global campaign for his release before learning he had died. He served as a tank commander in the IDF and was known for his leadership and devotion. His death drew international attention and grief. Oz Daniel, 19, killed on duty near Oz. Sergeant Oz Daniel served in the 7th Armoured Brigade and was killed in battle at the Gaza border. His death was confirmed based on intelligence findings. His body remains in Gaza, but his family was permitted to hold a funeral in Sichuva. He was remembered as a brave and dedicated soldier. Ran Gvili, 24, killed on duty Alumim. Ran, a Assam police officer, joined his unit despite being on medical leave when the attack began. He fought bravely in the Alumim area before disappearing in battle. It was later confirmed that he was killed and his body remains in Gaza. Ran loved playing guitar and had a deep passion for motorcycles. Ronen Engel, 54, murdered in captivity near Oz. Ronen was abducted with his wife and children, who were later released after 52 days in captivity. 56 days after the kidnapping, it was confirmed that he was murdered. His body remains in Gaza and his family continues to call for his return for burial. Sahar Baruch, 24, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Sahar was kidnapped alive from his home in Be'eri after trying to escape through a window. Hamas released a video showing him speaking, then lifeless. He was about to begin studying electrical engineering at Ben Gurion University. His family remembers him as intelligent, witty, and deeply kind. Sontaya Akarasar, 31, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Sontaya was a Thai agricultural worker employed in Kibbutz Be'eri. He was murdered during the Hamas attack on October 7th. His death was later confirmed by Israeli authorities. He is remembered in Thailand and in Israel as a hard-working man who came to support his family. Suthisak Rinthalak, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Suthisak, a Thai national working in Kibbutz Be'eri, was murdered by Hamas and his body taken to Gaza. His family learned of his death after a long intelligence investigation in May 2024. He is remembered as a devoted worker and loving son. The Israeli government extended condolences to Thailand for their loss. Tal Chaimi, 41, murdered in captivity near Yitzchak. Tal was deputy head of the security in Kibbutz Nir Yitzchak and a third-generation resident. Married with 3 children, he was known for his calm leadership and compassion. He had worked in the kibbutz dairy farm and later as an engineer in Revivim. Tal's family describe him as humble, brave, and always ready to help others. Tamir Adar, 38, murdered in captivity near Oz. Tamir was injured while protecting his community and family during the Hamas assault. He died in captivity after being denied medical treatment. The grandson of Yafa Adar, who was kidnapped and released, Tamir grew up in Nir Oz, surrounded by family. Uriel Baruch, murdered in captivity, Nova Music Festival. Uriel was abducted from the Nova Music Festival after attempting to escape gunfire. He was last seen in Hamas footage lying on the ground near his car. His wife and 2 young children continue to mourn his loss. Uriel was remembered as a loving father and devoted husband. Yossi Sharabi, 53, murdered in captivity, Be'eri. Yossi lived in Kibbutz Be'eri with his wife and 3 daughters. Hamas terrorists forced his family out of their shelter and kidnapped him along with his daughter's boyfriend. His wife and daughters survived. His family and community remember him for his warmth and devotion.